So yeah, let's now talk about some concepts. I think concepts which we have already done, it is less than 3. So point of intersection will be before 2. Yes. I think I have already covered Descartes' rule somewhere in quadratic equation, right? But yeah, I'll repeat for everyone. See, at times we are given, like, this is Descartes' rule, and what it says is that maximum number of positive roots is basically number of sign changes in y equals to fx. So for example, you have a function y equals to x to the power 5 minus x to the power 4 plus 4x cube plus 4x square minus x plus 1. For example, this is a function, right? So if you have to analyze its root, we will talk about the application, but just try to understand. So sign changes is basically in terms of coefficient. Coefficient of x to the power 5 is 1, which is positive. Coefficient of x to the power 4 is minus 1, which is negative. So we have one sign change, right? Because it is going from plus to minus. Then again from minus to plus, we have another sign change. Plus to plus, there is no sign change. Plus to minus, there is another sign change, and minus to plus, there is another sign changes. So we have 4 sign changes in y equals to fx, which means I can have a maximum of 4 positive roots for this equation. Similarly, if we have to analyze the negative roots, what we do, we just replace x by minus x. So it is minus x to the power 5 minus x to the power 4 minus 4x cube plus 4x square plus x plus 1. This is negative, no sign change, no sign change. This is the only sign change we have, which means maximum 1 negative root I can have, right? So in total, I know that there are 5 roots, right? In total, I know I can have 5 roots. So then I can sort of make table and then analyze it. I think we have already covered it earlier in Descartes in equations. So this is just a brief, and basis this, try to solve this question. I think this question was also done earlier. For the students who haven't seen, I think I have shared, batch 3 students have shared equations advanced session. It's a part of it. And it was also a part of the Challenger series. You can go to YouTube channel. We have a lot of playlists in Quant, and you will see all of these concepts already covered. Yes, answer is C. I'm not spending any time here because it was already covered. We just have to take care of sign changes. I have 2 positive roots here and 2 negative roots here, right? Which means it has to be a degree 4 equation, right? So A can't be my answer, B can be, C can be, D can't be my answer. So it has to be either B or C, and then I will just check for the sign changes. In B, I have 0 sign changes, which means I can have a maximum of 0 positive roots, but I definitely have 2 positive roots. So B does not satisfy my equation, and hence answer has to be C. So it's just an application of sign change concept. If you're new, must look at the YouTube channel for this video. It was explained in detail. So yeah, moving further to a new concept. You will see these questions in CAT. It has been asked earlier. You will also find these questions in SimCAT. So let's start doing it. I'll give you 1 minute. For the new student, see, it is what? You have 2 lines, and fx is basically maximum of it, and you have to find minimum value of fx. Slightly confusing, but yeah, we'll just learn how do we simplify this. Answer is 5/3, I think. So I'll also give you a shortcut here. How do we simplify this question very easily? Method 1 is the conceptual method by graph. So fx equals to maximum of 2x plus 1 and 3 minus 4x, right? So what we'll do, we'll just plot the graphs. Graph of 2x plus 1 will be, this is 2x, 2x plus 1 will be something like this, right? 1 and x equals to minus half. Then we have another graph, 3 minus 4x. So minus 4x will be like this. 3 minus 4x will be something like this. At x equals to 0, the value will be this, and this is how the value of 3 minus 4x must look like, right? At x equals to 3 by 4, it will intersect. But now, see, question was maximum of this, right? So whatever is this point of intersection, if I have to calculate this point of intersection, what I'll do, this is the intersection of these 2 graphs. So I'll just equal both of these graphs. it is 6x equals to 2. So 6x is equals to 2. So x is equals to 1 by 3. So at 1 by 3, they are basically intersecting, right? And value is, you just put this value at any of the place. So 2 by 3 plus 1, this is 5 by 3, right? So now the idea is fx is actually maximum of these two equations, right? So if you take it by graph, when x is greater than 1 by 3, this is the graph that is overtaking, which is 2x plus 1. And when x is less than 1 by 3, this is the graph which is above this, because I have to take the maximum value. So this will be the value, this will be the graph for fx. And because I have to take the minimum value of fx, I know only when these two lines intersect, I will have a minimum. This minimum value is nothing but 5 by 3. And now the shortcut is, see, shortcut is, see, essentially you have to find the minimum of fx. So it was nothing but minimum of maximum of 2x plus 1 comma 3 minus 4x, right? This is what was needed. Clear? I have just put the value of fx here. This is what you had to calculate. So the trick is, if you are able to visualize it, well and good. If you are not, you can just remember this thing. Whenever min of max or max of min is asked, right? You don't have to do anything. You just have to equate these two numbers, these two equations. So directly, without even seeing the question, the trick is, now you already know the subjective method, you can just equate them. So you will take 2x plus 1 is equals to 3 minus 4x, solve x equals to 1 by 3, put this value in any of it. You don't have to put this value in both of it, because the value is same. That is why you have equated it. So just put the value x equals to 3 here. Answer you will get as 2 by 3 plus 1 equals to 5 by 3. You don't have to draw graphs and do it. So this is what you will do if question is min of max, or if question is max of min. Even if they ask you max of min and then there is some comma something given, you just have to equate them. Okay, this is the trick, and this will work if you have two variables. Now one question can come, sir, what if there are three variables? What if, say, you have min of max of, say, f1x comma f2x comma f3x, right? So you just have to apply the same thing. You just keep on equating two at a time. So you will equate these two, find out the first value of x, then you will equate these two, find out the second value of x, then you will equate first and third, find out the third value of x, right? Then what you do is, you will just check for these individual values. Say you will check for x1, what is the value? You will check for x2, what is the value? And then you will check for x3, what is the value? And then whatever is the minimum, that will be your answer. So it looks slightly complex, but when you start solving it, it is solvable within 1 minute. Otherwise, if you do it by graph, it's going to be a lengthy method. So moving further, please solve this. Again, it's the same concept that I have just told you, but please note, at times in question, what they ask you is min of min or max of max. You cannot solve these questions. Min of min or max of max, the answer has to be either plus infinity or minus infinity. You cannot solve these questions, and these questions cannot have a definite answer. So always take care that this logic only works when it is min of max. For example, this is max of min. So either it is max of min or min of max, you can equate them and then solve it. So please solve this. So I have given you the trick, but then how do you apply the trick? That is what we are going to see now. Okay. So let's see. Everyone, please pay attention. I think almost all the answers I've received are wrong, except Mayur. Mayur is the only one who has solved it correct. So let's see. I have given you the trick, right? What you have to do is equate two at a time. So we will just do it orally, right? So 3 extreme points that you have is, all the answers are wrong. Samruddhi wrong, Pratik wrong, Himam wrong. So let's just discuss it now. Let's equate them. What are the 3 critical points for x? 2x plus 1 equals to x plus 3. Because it is max of min, I can apply that trick. It is x equals to 2. Then if I equate these two, it is 3x equals to 2. So x is equals to 2 by 3. Right? And then third value will be equating these two. 4x is equals to 4. So x equals to 1. So these are the 3 points, right? Now let's see. at x equals to 2. X equals to 2, 2 by 3 and 1, right? Okay. I have to find the value of fx. So when x is 2, okay, when x is 2, it is what? 5. Of course, I have equated these, so these have to be same value. When x is 2, this is what? 5 minus 4, 1. So fx will be minimum of 5, 5, 1, and hence it will be 1. I think most of you are saying it is 5, but it will not be 5. It has to be 1 because fx is the minimum of all the three values. So fx is 1. Now when x is 2 by 3, I know 2 by 3 you get when you equate these two. So when x is 2 by 3, this is 4 by 3 plus 1, which is 7 by 3, 3 plus 2 by 3. 3 plus 2 by 3, which is nothing but 9 plus 2, 11 by 3. So you will take minimum of these because fx is nothing but minimum of these. So minimum of these will be 7 by 3. Okay. Now when x is 1, this is 3, 4, 3. Iska minimum, and hence it will be 3. Now you have to find the maximum value of fx. So 1, 7 by 3 and 3 in तीनों में से maximum value क्या है? It is 3, which comes at x equals to 1. So answer is not 5. 100% of you have gotten it wrong. But answer is 3. It was a very simple question. But the mistake that we have done in case of hurrying up was we have forgotten that fx is minimum of these things. Priyanshi, you have done it right, but then you have changed your answer. Okay. So repeat. Zafar, just try to pay attention. It's hard to repeat every question. I was explaining this very slowly. It's simple. You just have to equate two equations at a time. Equate these two, you will get one value of x. Equate these two, you will get another value of x. Equate first and third, you will get another value of x. Find the value of fx at each of these 3 points at x equals to 2. You just put the values back here. It is 5, 5, 1, and fx is minimum of these. So minimum of 5, 5, 1 is what? 1 is the minimum value. So fx has to be 1. Similarly, do it for others. And then take the maximum value of 1, 7 by 3 and 3. It is 3. Great. Anyone has any doubts until now? A lot of varieties are already covered. So let's jump on to the next question directly. Here it is. Simple question. Everyone please solve it carefully. Everyone can solve this question. At this stage, everyone should be able to solve this. It's an easy question. Max of min is asked. All you have to do is equate these two, and if you're not able to solve this simple equation, guys, it's a red flag to your preparation. It was as simple as equating this. Can you not solve this equation? 2x, it is minus 6x. It is minus 1 plus 2, it is plus 1, who's there, plus 4. So x square minus 3x plus 2 is equals to 0. Right? So x is 1 or 2. These are the two values. Find the maximum value of fx. If fx is defined as min of this. So you have to check for both the values. When x is 1, this is 2, 2. Of course, they have to be same, right? So when x is 1, the value is 2. When x is 2, the value is 1. So maximum value will be what? 2. Answer has to be B. You just equate these two equations, solve it. You have two values. Put it in any of the equation. It has to be same because essentially you have equated these two equations. So you get values as 1 and 2. Jump to a very fresh thing now. After which we'll have some fun and then move forward. So everyone, these are the difficult graphs. Okay. Try to plot all the 3 graphs in your notebook in 1 minute and then we'll discuss. Simple graphs. First one, mod x plus mod y equals to 2. Chalo, time up. First one was easy. Mod x plus mod y equals to 2. Ayush Malhotra, please explain to the class what is the graph of mod x plus mod y equals to 2. Simple
Sir,
graph.
V shape आएगा.
नहीं, V shape कैसे आएगा? देखो, first thing is mod x plus mod y equals to 2, right? So we know this graph has to be symmetric about all the 4 quadrants, because x की जगह minus x डालो, same है, y की जगह minus y डालो, answer same आएगा. So this has to be symmetric about all the 4 quadrants. That is the first thing. ठीक है? Which means just take any one quadrant, say x plus y equals to 2. Right? X plus y equals to 2. How do we plot this graph? X plus y equals to 2. This is the line. 2, 0 and 0, 2. This is y equals to x plus y equals to 2. Or you can say y equals to 2 minus x. Plot bhi kar sakte ho, but you should be able to visualize. Now, see, and you only have to take first quadrant wala value. So this is the only thing that you will take, right? Because x is positive and y is positive, only then you will have an equation like this. So now you just take its mirror image across x-axis and y-axis. This is how the graph will be. It will be a rhombus. Also, you should have been able to visualize mod x plus mod y equals to 2. So x can be 2, 0, minus 2, 0, 0, 2, and 0, minus 2. And then these have to be straight lines. Okay? So always when you have to plot such graphs, what you do, you just take all the cases. So mod x plus mod y equals to 2. You just take all the cases. There'll be 4 cases, right? X positive, y positive, x positive, y negative, x negative, y positive, and x negative, y negative. So there'll be 4 lines. X plus y equals to 2. X minus y equals to 2. Minus x plus y equals to 2. And minus x minus y equals to 2. These will be 4 lines. And if you plot these 4 lines, this is the area that will come as the intersection of these 4 lines. Okay? So now, henceforth, remember this, mod x plus mod y equals to 2 will be a rhombus. If it is 4, again, it's a rhombus, only values will change. Then mod x minus mod y equals to 1. Okay. See, now that you have at least visualized the nature of these graphs, you should be able to say, see, mod x, what is this? This is nothing but mod x is equals to 2 plus mod y. Yahan se you can say that mod x is always greater than 2, right? Mod x is always greater than 2.
Yeah.
So this is the value of 2. So from here, you should have been able to at least get a sense that this is how the graph should look like, right? And again, x equals to minus 2. It has to be symmetric in all the 4 axes. So this is how the graph of mod x minus mod y equals to 2 should look like. Why did I say this? You again take only one value. X is equals to 2 plus y, right? X equals to 2 plus y. This is nothing but y equals to x minus 2. So this is the line of y equals to x minus 2. And you're taking x positive, y positive. So you will just take this one value and then you will just take its mirror image across all the 4 axes. Alternatively, now how do we remember this? Mod x is equals to 2 plus mod y. So mod x will always be greater than 2. So x should always be greater than 2 or x should always be less than minus 2. So now 2 should be that point and yahan se you have to draw that V-shaped wala graph. Similarly, now if you apply the same logic in the third one, this is nothing but mod y is equals to 2 plus mod x. So again, mod y is always greater than 2, right? Which means here y equals to 2, here y equals to minus 2. So it again has to be a V-shaped graph. This is how the graph should look like. This and this. The upper one and the below one. These are the graphs of mod y minus mod x equals to. Alternatively, you can take values, cases bana ke bhi kar sakte ho. But now you should remember, this was the trick. Clear? Okay. So many students are saying to continue. So let's continue. It's only 2.5 hours, by the way. So yeah, let's continue. Everyone, please note it down. So these are the shortcuts. So in a lot of questions, you will see you are asked to find out the number of integral solutions for different equations in this format. If you don't know it, you can of course always plot the graph, visualize it, calculate it. But if you know it, it becomes a cakewalk. So note it down, mod x plus mod y equals to k. Always also keep on visualizing. Y is at 4k. You all should be able to prove these equations. At least the first one, second and third are difficult to prove, but your first one is straightforward. It's a rhombus. It's a rhombus, right? So yeah. And mod x plus mod y equals to k. Number of integral solutions is 4k. Mod x plus mod y plus mod z equals to k. It's 4k plus 2. And if it's 4 variable, it is 8k by 3 into k square plus 2. Should remember because it will help you. And such questions are common. Try to remember it now only so that in the subsequent questions, you are in a situation to apply this. No, Kishan, I don't think you can only go till 3 dimensions. There can be infinite dimensions. We can visualize only 3 dimensions, but that does not mean that you have only 3 dimensions in the universe. So let's apply these questions here and solve it. But you may not be able to apply the concepts directly. Just note, in the last slide, it was equal to. Now in the question, it is less than equals to. So which means I want you to go back to the basic method, plot the graphs, and then visualize the integral points. I'll give you 1 minute. It's not difficult. Okay, let's see, guys. Understand this concept. I'm not sure इतनी गलती क्यों कर रहे हो. Easy है in my opinion. A question that has to be attempted in round 1 for every exam if you're actually targeting 99 plus. Integral point satisfying this, you don't have to waste time. You know it's a rhombus, right? So you will just draw the rhombus now. These values are 6, 6, 6, 6, right? It is less than equals to 6, which means question में क्या पूछा है? इस ग्राफ के ऊपर या ग्राफ के अंदर कितनी इंटीग्रल पॉइंट्स है? Which means how many points lie on this graph or lie inside this graphs, which are integral points. So what you do is, let's start with, so you just assume any value of y. Say y equals to 0 पे you will check, then y equals to 1 पे you will check, then 2, 3, 4, 5 till y equals to 6, right? And then 1 to 5 में जितना ऊपर होगा उतना ही नीचे होगा, right? Because it's a symmetric graph. So let's see. When y is 0, x ranges from -6 to +6. How many values are there in total? -6 to +6. How many integral values are there? Unmute and speak up.
12.
13 values.
30.
Who said 12? Kajal?
Yeah, 13, sorry.
It's 13, right?
Amen.
Because 0 is also included. That will be
Yeah.
one of the common mistake that many students would be doing. So -6 to +6, I have 13 values, right? This happens when y is 0. Then if y is 1, how many values will be there? If y is 1, mod x will be less than equals to 5, right? Which means x ranging from -5 to +5. How many values are there?
11.
11. Is everyone able to understand how is this 11? -5 to +5, there are 11 values. Then if y is equals to 2, it is mod x less than equals to 4. So -4 to +4, it is how many values? 9
9.
+7 +5 +3 +1. 1 will be when y is equals to 6, x equals to 0 is the only value, right? So this is what happens when y is greater than equals to 0, right? When y is less than equals to, when y is negative, say y is -1. So this cycle will repeat by itself. 11 plus 9 plus 7 plus 5 plus 3 plus 1. Is this clear? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What is this? This is sum of the first 7 odd numbers. It has to be 7 square. This is the sum of first 6 odd numbers. It has to be 6 square. So 49 plus 36 is nothing but 85. I hope you guys know that sum of sum of first n odd numbers is n square. 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 till n is nothing but n square. Should have known this. If not, like you can apply AP-GP, solve it. But yeah, I should have known this. Now please tell me what was the mistake that you guys were doing. Is this approach clear? It will be one of the fastest ways to solve. See, I've tried to explain it to you now, but going forward, you should be able to visualize this thing. What you have to do is you just have to take all the integral values of y. Say y is 0, x is -6 to +6, directly write 13, then 11, and then you just have to visualize this pattern. So it will keep on going. It's 7 odd numbers, so 7 square. Similarly, these values will repeat, 6 odd numbers, so 6 square, and then directly write the values. So if this is clear, please solve this question. The smart students will be able to solve this in 10 seconds. Chaitanya, please explain. It's 61 only. 61 is the answer. And I think this is correct, that all you have to do is mod x plus mod y less than equals to 6. We know its solutions are 85. Then you just subtract the equality wala case, because this will give you mod x plus mod y less than 6. By graph, this is all the points on the axis, and within it minus all the points on the axis will give you all the points within it. So answer is 61. Try to be confident, Chaitanya. That's correct, 61. I think most of you have gotten this correct. Very good. And now you just have to apply whatever you have just learned. Mod x plus mod y is less than equals to 9 and y is greater than equals to 0. The students who are aiming 99 plus in quant, do not touch pen and paper. Solve this orally. Visualize it, visualize the pattern, and comment the answer. And others, you can choose not to use pen and paper, but yeah, you can still use it if you want. All you have to do is visualize the graph in your mind. How does the first graph looks like? It's going to be it's going to be a rhombus, then y is greater than equals to 0. So essentially you only have to find integral points above y-axis. Then just apply the trick. Y equals to 0, how many points are there? Y 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There'll be 10 discrete values of y. Come on, I've given you a lot of hint. Chalo, time up. The answer is 100. Very easy. If we plot the graph, this is how rhombus looks like. Okay. These values are 9, matlab -9 and -9, right? And then question says integral point satisfying this and greater than equals to 0, which means you only have to take the values above this and below this. So you just have to calculate all the integral values in this triangle. So you start with y equals to 0. If y is 0, -9 to +9, how many values are there? 19 values are there, right? Plus when y is 1, because slope is 1, so it's going to reduce this to -8 and reduce this to +8. -8 to +8 is what? 17 plus 15 till 1. So how many values of y is there? Y goes from 0 till 9. So in total there are 10 values, which means this is sum of 10 odd numbers. Nothing but 10 square. Answer is 100. Was an oral question because it should have been easy to visualize. We have already figured how the pattern looks like. Clear? Next question. Chalo, theek hai. Let's discuss this. I would want a volunteer who wants to discuss this question. And this is that opportunity where you can actually clear your concept. So anyone who wants to volunteer and discuss this question?
Sir, I'd like to.
Yeah.
Somebody. Yeah. So I did y is
Was it
equals
name?
to
Name, please. I'm not able to see.
Samruddhi.
Samruddhi. ठीक है Samruddhi.
I did y is equals to mod of x minus 3 minus 5. Sorry, y is greater than mod of x minus 3 minus 5.
Okay.
So it will be v wala graph, and नीचे का point will be 3, -5.
So
Shifted by 3 to the right and
this is
shifted
mod
by
of
5.
x minus 3 shifted by 5 units. This has to be 5. It will shift by 5 units. This will be 8. It will shift by 5 units. This will be
-2.
-2. And this is how the graph will look like, right? This should be a one-liner by now. Okay. This is the graph and y is less than 0. Basically this part. Yeah.
So the x-axis wala line will have 11 points, then 11, 9, 7, 6. And we have to...
This line will have how many points? Minus 2 to plus 8. So this is 11 points.
11 points. 11, 9, 8, 7, 6.
11, 9.
So that will be 36 points. But we want only the points that are inside the whole shape, whole graph. I thought it will be taking k is equals to 5, it will be 25.
So this is 36, correct. Then
I thought for k is equals to 5, it is giving me 6 ka square. So to take one shape inside, I'll just take k is equals to 4. That will give me 5 ka square. That is 25 points.
No. See, 11 points are directly on this line, which do not qualify, right?
Right.
So definitely this 11 has to be subtracted, which is 25.
25.
Now you have to subtract extra points which lie on this line and which lie on this line.
Okay.
Right? How do we calculate this? Even if you calculate this manually, you should be able to
4 and 3.
How 4 and 3? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 4, right?
5 and 4. 5 and 4.
Correct. Minus 5 minus 4. So answer has to be
16.
16. Correct. Others, I'll just summarize what we have done. We have plotted the graph, did the same approach. Ideally, this was not required because y has to be less than 0. So we should have been started with y equals to minus 1, right? Because these are integral points. Then minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5. It would have been 5 squared, 25. Then we have to subtract the points that are on this line, right? So when y is minus 1, when y is minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, there will be some value of x here and some value of x there, right? So 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. This type se karke, there will be in total 9 points. 5 on this line and 4 here. So you also have to subtract those points and answer will be 25 minus 9, 16. No, Priyanshi.
They're counting it as 4 then?
No, see, we are counting 11 points here, right? Which was at y equals to 0. Then
minus 2 to 8, right?
Correct, minus 2 to 8. Correct. Then we have 2 points here at y equals to minus 1. Similarly, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and minus 5. We will have 2 points at each of these 4 values, and at y equals to minus 5, we'll just have 1 point, which is this minima. So this will be 2 into 4 plus 1 equals to 9 points. Okay, now this was a difficult question, guys. So, but I think easy to solve. So at least now that you see such question, it should have been in your round 1. Question dekha should be able to mark. Is everyone clear? Can we move on? So now comes a shortcut for solving such questions. ठीक है, अभी हमने standard method किया, which can be solved in less than 1 minute. But if we have to solve it like very fast, what is that method? So it is basically called as Fick's theorem. ठीक है, make sure you don't apply it in in circular graphs. It is only applicable in straight line figures, but CAD में typically straight line figures ज़्यादा आते हैं. Hence this becomes important. This is the theorem. Write it in your notebook. A is equals to I plus B by 2 minus 1. Okay. What is A? A is basically area of the curve. Okay. What is B? B is the boundary point of the curve. अगर कुछ ऐसा ग्राफ बनता है, so इसका area निकालेंगे. That is A. Boundary points will be the points that are lying on this, and I will be integral points inside the curve. Okay. So until now, what we used to do was हम manually count करते थे point, right? Then used to subtract the boundary points. Now what you have to do is you just have to calculate the area. Boundary points तो निकालने ही पड़ेंगे. Substitute those values here and solve it. So now what you have to do is, this is the same question, ठीक है? Which we have just solved. Answer is 16, 25 minus 6.
We go back.
25 minus 9. So now you just have to apply this. So everyone, please apply this theorem and convince yourself on the application of this. Yes. So if I have to apply the theorem here, theorem क्या है? A is equals to I plus B by 2 minus 1, right? ठीक है. So this was the graph. Area कितना होगा इसका? नीचे जो triangle है उसका area कितना है? Anyone? It's a triangle, right? What is the area of this triangle?
25.
What is the area of this triangle? Triangle का area is half into base. Base का length कितना है?
27.5.
Minus 2 to 8. Minus 2 to 8 is the length. So this is nothing but 10 units. This is 10. Height कितना है? This is minus 5. So this is nothing but 5 units into 5. So it is 25 is the area. So value of A is 25. I is what you have to calculate because I is the integral point inside this. Remember, it is inside. Okay, it does not count the boundary. It is inside. So अगर आपको inside निकालना है तो what we have to do? We just have to calculate boundary points. ठीक है? Now how many boundary points are there? Boundary points हमने निकाले थे. We have 5 points here, 5 points here, 4 points here, and we have 11 points here. Minus 2 to 8, we have 11 points. So 11 plus 9 is 20. Value of B is 20. So now let's just substitute the values. A was 25 is equals to I plus 20 by 2 is 10 minus 1, which implies I is nothing but 25 minus 9, 16. So यहाँ से भी हमारा आंसर एक लाइन में आ गया. The answer is 16. If it's done, I want everyone to apply Pick's theorem here and solve it. Why can you apply Pick's theorem? Because यहाँ पे पूछा क्या है? It says between. Between का मतलब होता है you have to exclude the boundary points, right? Between does not include boundary points. You have to exclude the boundary points. So please solve this question. Everyone has to necessarily apply Pick's theorem so that you can learn it. It's a very fantastic problem. A mixture of special equation and graphs. Please pay attention. We'll probably stop after this question. So maybe a few more questions and then we'll wind it up. Answer is 169. Simple question tha. And by the way, when I'm saying simple, I mean simple as in not very simple. Of course, advanced, but if you have paid attention to all the advanced workshop, it should have been simple for you. So first thing, 2x plus 3y equals to 48. इसका graph 1 second में plot करना है. It is what? Straight line. Graph कुछ ऐसा होगा. Points क्या होंगे? When y is 0, x is 24. When y is 0, when x is 0, y is 16. Sorry. Yeah, 16. So this is the graph. And coordinate axis, which means this and this. So essentially, this is the triangle. इसके अंदर कितने इंटीग्रल पॉइंट्स है वो हमको निकालने हैं. So I'll just apply the formula A equals to I plus B by 2 minus 1. A कितना है? Half into 16 into 24. So it is what? 16 into 12. 160 plus 32, it is 192. I is what we have to calculate. So the only thing that is needed is B, right? Which means this is the only point where you guys have made the mistake. कि B कितना है? B कितना होगा? This plus this plus this, right? सबसे पहले let us calculate points on this line. 2x plus 3y equals to 48, where x and y is positive, right? So it's a special equation. First point क्या होगा? Let us take the values of x. First point क्या है यहाँ पे? X equals to 24 is your first solution, right? Then x has to, because it is a plus, so as x increase, y will decrease. And because y has to be also positive, so x has to decrease so that y increases. So x equals to 24 is one solution. Second solution will be x equals to 21. Why? Because x has to change in coefficient of y. I have already covered this in the special equation. So x has to change in terms of coefficient of y, then 21. Then it will be what? 21 minus 3, 18. Then 15, so on and so forth until 0. Right? Because x equals to 0. y will be 16. So this covers all the points. What is this? This is nothing but 0. ये सारे 3 के multiple है. 3 into 8, 3 into 7, 3 into 6. So it is essentially 9 points. 3 into 0, 0 से 8 तक. So we have 9 points on this entire axis. ठीक है? Then how many points do we have here? 0 से लेकर 16. We will not count this value because it is already counted in this line, right? We have already counted these two extreme points. So now we don't have to repeat it. So from 0 to 15, how many values do I have? I have 16 values here. Okay, again, 0 is already counted. So now I have to start from 1 to 23 because 24 is already counted. How many values do I have? I have 23 values, which means the value of B has to be 16 plus 9 plus 23, 25 plus 23, it is 48. Just put the values, you will get the value of I as 169. 192 minus 23, 169. So see, यहाँ पे values क्या है? X is 0, right? So this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 0, 3 till 0, 16, right? 0, 16 is something that I have already included in this line, right? Because when x is 0, y is 16. तो वो वाला point मैंने already इस diagonal में include कर लिया था. So I just have to go from 0, 0 till 0, 15. So how many points are there? It is basically the counting from 0 till 15. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 till 15, there will be 16 values. 9 points are there on this line. It's just that you have to solve this line. It's a special equation. You have to find integral number of solutions for this. In fact, positive integral solutions. Integral to infinite hai. You have to find Vibhuti positive integral solution of this. We have covered this in equations. So what we did is, we will just take any x. So for example, x equals to 24 satisfies. So next value of x will have to decrease by 3 because it has to change in terms of coefficient of y, which is 3. So 24, 21, 18, 15 until 0. These are 9 values. Okay. This was a difficult level of question, guys. So if you're able to understand, I think you are doing much better. Tomorrow we will continue with this question. Okay. It's a simple question. Hardly a 10-second question. It's an oral question, but yeah, this is where we'll start tomorrow's class from.